Good morning. So today we are going to discuss about the lower limb orthosis. Here is the only part 1. In part 1 there is a foot orthosis is described. Foot orthosis, foot with pronation. If the deformity foot with pronation, then orthotics heel arch support is given to the patient. Then come to foot orthosis. For foot orthosis, it is a mechanical device used to, first one is the maintain the alignment of foot, support the foot, prevent, correct or accommodate the deformity, improve the function of foot. Function of foot orthosis, evenly distributed the weight bearing stress over the entire plantar surface of the foot, reduce the stress and strain on the ankle, knee, hip and spine indirectly, alleviated the pain from painful and sensitive areas of the sole of the foot, support the foot arches, provide relief for tender areas. For example, cones and fissure is given, decrease degree of foot movement which are beyond normal limit, improve foot alignment, accommodate congenital or developmental foot anomalies, equalize the foot length discrepancy and compensated for leg length discrepancy, serves as an additional to AFO, KFO and HKFO is given. Here is the difference between custom made foot orthosis and market made foot orthosis. First one is the custom made foot orthosis, gives anatomical fit and comfort, unlimited sizes, easy to modify, more effective, high patient acceptance, high cost, time consuming process and limited supply. Then come to prefabricated foot orthosis, does not give good fitting and comfort, limited sizes, not easy to modify, less effective, acceptance poor, low cost, prefabricated so less time and unlimited supply. Here is the normal value of the heel height. So normal heel height for children is 80 mm, for adults 37 mm, for men 20 to 25 mm. Highest heel for ladies should not exceed 50 mm. High heels cause postural problem as shown in the diagram. So posture, high heel pulls the center of mass in the body forward, taking the hips and spine out of alignment. Pressure, high heels may make leg look longer, but as the heel height goes up, so does the pressure on the forefoot. Pathological foot. Foot is the most frequently affected by the neurological, vascular, congenital and degenerative disorder. First one is the pes panus, commonly called as a flat foot. There is a flattening of the longitudinal arch. Pes pano valgus. It is a congenital flat foot associated with abnormality of subtalar joint and muscle imbalance. Sole is a convex and shows rocker bottom. Heel is in equinus and valgus, forefoot abducted and dorsiflexion. So here in the picture, plano valgus is shown in the diagram. Orthotic management. So what is the orthotic management for the pes plano valgus and pes planus? First one is the heel adaptation, in which Thomas heel, medial wedge either on sole or on heel. Second one is the medial arch support and medial T-strap for orthosis. So here the different Thomas heel is given according to degree, 9 degree, 6 degree, and then come to valgus correction. For valgus correction there is a T-strap strap is given for the valgus correction strap. Thomas heel or crude and elongated heel. Heel on the medial side is extended up to the navicular bone, extend 1/4 to 1/2 on the inner side of the shoes and 1/2 ahead than normal line of the shoes. It gives an additional upward thrust which prevent the inward rolling of the foot and heel. Along with the arch support, it helps in innervation of the foot. It also helps to transfer weight on the lateral border of the foot. Foot drop. Unable to lift the foot actively but passively, it can be dorsiflex. No change in a shape of bone and deformity can be corrected. Toe raising splint is given and posterior leaf spring and energy stocking ankle foot orthosis. So here is the foot drop. For foot drop, the orthosis is given. Their name is a toe raising splint, posterior leaf spring and energy stocking ankle foot orthosis. Pes equinus. Here deformity is fixed, cannot be corrected. There is a change in a normal foot alignment. Dorsal aspect of a bone increase in a size compared to ventral aspect. So orthotic management, reduction in a heel height, ankle foot orthosis, metatarsal bar or pad and arch support to redistribute the weight. Here in the diagram there is a metatarsal bar is given, or second one diagram metatarsal pad is given for the pes equinus correction. Calcaneus, in these, toes are elevated and weight is borne on the heel. This deformity is reverse of equinus. There may be contracture of dorsiflexion or paralysis of gastrocsoleus. Orthosis is given to maintain the foot in a neutral or in a slight equinus position. High heel footwear can be used. Pes clavus, hollow foot. It is characterized by high longitudinal arch. Length of the arch is decreased and height is increased due to drooping of metatarsal bone. This gives fatigue, discomfort, pain in the sole under metatarsal head. The size of the foot decrease. Foot modification are required for proper weight distribution and relieve the weight from metatarsal head. Cavus foot are usually less flexible, resulting in decreased shock absorbing capacity. Because of this, excessive pressure comes on the ball of the foot and heel. Severe cavus deformity also result in pressure on the base of the head of fifth metatarsal. Orthotic management, lateral heel and sole wedge for foot eversion, metatarsal pad or bar to elevated metatarsal head, arch support for better weight distribution, increased heel height, special shoes with molded insole and high toe box. Here is the picture of wedge. So wedge is given, lateral heel and sole wedge is given, or insole. Here second one picture is a special sole with molded insole is also given. Congenital talipes equinovarus, called as CTV or clubfoot. 5 component or deformity are: first one is the plantar flexion of ankle and forefoot adduction, supination, high longitudinal arch, internal rotation of tibia. So it is called as a tibial torsion. Orthotic management, first one is the flexible deformity. So modified footwear to keep the foot in corrected position and night splint along with a foot exercise. Dennis Brown splint is given for children below first year of age. Rigid deformity, if the deformity is rigid, surgical correction followed by modified footwear and night splint. If deformity is not corrected, then molded boots are given to accommodate the deformity. General shoes modification for CTV, straight and stiff or out flare boots, reverse Thomas heels, lateral heels and sole wedges, spring loaded AFO for corrective equinus. So here is the picture. In first there is a normal, in CTV straight inner border is given, outer border is raised, no heels, and here is the Dennis Brown splint. Here is a picture there is a Dennis Brown splint up to the 1 year of the children. So Dennis Brown splint is given for the corrective deformity. Calcaneus bursa and spur. It is the osseous prolongation in the form of spur in the plantar musculofacial origin. The central and thickest part of the plantar fascia is attached to medial process of the calcaneal tuberosity. Tension in this structure causes bursa, also known as a plantar fasciitis. So here is the form of the calcaneus spur or calcaneus bursa, and spur is a form in the diagram. Pain at the most anterior portion of the heel pad, pain at the medial part of the calcaneum, pain increase with active dorsiflexion of great toe, pain is a more with a first step or after inactivity. For example, in the morning pain is increased. Orthotic management, first one is the soft cushion heel used in early stage or in a mild complainant. U-shaped heel cushion or excavated heel cushion help in relieving weight from painful bony area and distributed it on the surrounding fat. Second one is the longitudinal arch support. In the longitudinal arch support helps in reducing weight from painful area. Depressed transverse arch. It is due to laxity of inferior metatarsal ligament weakening of muscle or due to overweight, also called as a splay foot. Abnormal pressure on metatarsal head result in metatarsalgia and may cause inflammation. So what is the management? So orthotic management, first one is the adequate width of the footwear to accommodate wide forefoot, lower heel height to reduce weight from metatarsal head, metatarsal pad or metatarsal bar to relieve pressure from metatarsal head. Orthotic management, aim of a orthosis is to support depressed arch, reduce toe deformity and improve push-off. Cushion insole can be given in sensitive cones. Metatarsal support, reduce pressure on metatarsal head. Steel sole bar helps in a restrictive painful motion. Fifth one is the wide and long vamp and high toe box shoes is required to accommodate deformed foot. So here is a steel sole bar is given on the shoes. Then come to hallux valgus or bunion, deviation of great toe towards lateral or fibular border of foot. First metatarsal head become prominent and bursa over it. Two types are seen, hallux valgus interphalangeus or hallux valgus metatarsophalangeus. So what is the orthotic management? Low heel height to prevent forward sliding of foot, medial arch support to shift weight towards outer side, broad toe box footwear or overcorrected molded split. So here is a splint is given for the hallux valgus deformity. Hallux rigidus. It is a painful problem of great toe due to inflexibility of metatarsal phalangeal joint of big toe. It is unable to dorsiflex, which interferes with push-off. It attempts to prevent motion. Patient try to shift the weight on a lateral border, which gives adduction and inversion of the foot and pain in a lateral metatarsal head. So what will be the orthotic management? In a orthotic management, long rocker sole or medial arch support is given. Vascular disorder and diabetes. In a vascular insufficiency, there is a osteoporosis of foot due to poor nutrition. Neurological disorder such as Charcot joint, neuropathic arthropathy. It is a chronic progressive degenerative arthropathic which involve any joint and the weight bearing articulation. Usual initial complaint is a painless swelling of foot and or ankle. Instability become a problem when joint destruction progress. Common in uncontrolled and chronic diabetic patient, usually seen between ages 35 to 65 years. Insensitive foot, ulceration is the basic problem of insensitive foot due to excessive pressure and inability to protect the foot due to lack of sensation. Mechanical stress is responsible for tissue breakdown. Leprosy foot, Hansen's foot. In these, rolling away of finger and toes are seen. If stress is placed, the bone may collapse. Nerve damage is also common in leprosy. Keratin of the skin loses all flexibility, elasticity and result in a dry skin predepositing the crackles. Orthotic management of insensitive foot. Main aim of orthosis is to take away weight from high pressure zone like heels and metatarsal heads. This is done by using soft insole and arch support, usually footwear with outer rubber sole and inner leather sole, and no nails are preferable. Once the ulceration takes place, it becomes essential to take off total weight from ulcer, redistribution it of the other areas of the foot. Molded insoles fit in a shoes to stabilize foot deformity, allows foot to compensate abnormality, transfer weight from painful area, improve shock absorption, control ground reaction force around the specific location. Example, diabetic foot, neuropathic, PVD, congenital malformation. Redistribution is done by providing arch support and special heel pads which fit inside the sole. It takes the weight of the ulcer area, lifts the ulcer from the contact with the insole and takes the thirds to this line. Here in the sole without heel pad, second one is the with heel pad and heel pad only. Rocker sole. Basic function of rocker sole is to rock the foot from heel strike to toe off without requiring the shoes to bend. It is used to enhance an easy forward propulsion. It can also be used to offload area of high plantar pressure and replace or restore loss of motion due to injury or deformity. So here the figure of the toe rocker. So calcaneus is feet, then metatarsal head, and there is a mid stance in which the apex is fixed. Supramalleolar orthosis, low profile design that crosses the ankle, less invasive trim lines than a standard AFO. Then come to UCBL insert. UCBL is a Universal California Berkeley Laboratory. University of California at Berkeley Laboratory. So this is a rigid plastic molded foot orthosis. It encompresses the heel and extend forward termination just posterior to the metatarsal head. Posterior wall of the insert covered to heel and mediolaterally it covers the foot just below the malleoli. Possible to wear inside the market footwear. It is effective in a severe flat foot to support longitudinal arch, mainly given in a CP cases to support navicular bone. So here is a UCBL picture. UCBL, full name of UCBL is University of California at Berkeley Laboratory. So here is the all are the heel orthosis is covered. The next is the EFO, KFO and HKFO in the part 2. Thank you.